guys, sorry, this is not going to be a pretty video with me out hiking in beautiful scenery or off-roading down some dirt roads, or, well, you get the ocean back there. But I wanted to make this video right here, and basically it's just going to be a video of me talking. But you guys know I have to get videos out on every Wednesday and Sunday. Otherwise, YouTube will punish me for missing a video. So I have been extremely busy over the last couple of weeks with my friend that's going through cancer right now. So between doctor's appointments and having to go visit him and do all this stuff and everything, and going to have appointments with nurses and everything like that, it's just been a crazy last couple of weeks. So therefore, I wasn't able to go out and go have an adventure in nature and get some filming done. So with that being said, by the time you guys are watching this video, I will have already left to go do a little road trip. So my friend that's going through the cancer right now, he's been in a rehab center since they've released him from the hospital. He's in the rehab center because they were trying to get him a little bit more mobile and get his body working some, and make sure that they continue to stabilize his condition. So they're keeping him for one more week, right? 6 more days. And by the time you guys are watching this, right now that I'm filming this, it's a Wednesday. So I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning to get on the road, and I'm taking a nice little road trip before he comes back home. So I'm going to be gone for like 5 days, and I'm going to 2 different places. And I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to just go do a road trip and get out into my elements again, and to relax and enjoy being around nature. So I wanted to go take this one last little road trip before my friend came back to his house and everything, and then I'm going to be busy with doing some caregiving and taking care of him again for the next month. So I'm going to be gone for 5 days. Like I said, I'm going to 2 different places, and I plan on getting as many videos filmed as I can. Both places that I'm going to, one place I'm going to, I'm only going to be there for 2 days. So when I arrive, I'm going to just take the rest of the day to relax. And then the next day, I'm going to go do a little hike. And on that hike, I feel like I can get like 2 videos filmed because of the location. And then the next place that I'm going to, it's actually a cabin that I found on Hip Camp, and it's pretty secluded, overlooking some mountains and stuff, and a lake, and I'm going to be there for 3 nights. And so my plan is the first day that I get there to just take it all in, enjoy the scenery and the peace and the nature and the relaxation. And then the next day, I'm going to try to knock out 3 videos in one day. Fingers crossed. We'll see how that goes. It might just be 2 videos, but we'll see. But it's a beautiful place, so I obviously want to film the place, so that'll be 1 video. And then maybe go do a hike, and that'll be another video. And then I have to come up with something else. But we'll see. You know, if I knock out 2, then that's better than none, or 1. So, and then the 3rd day that I'm going to be there, I'm going to put down all the cameras, my phone, put everything down, and I'm just going to relax and have a whole day of just relaxing and taking everything in, and just relax and be in my element of nature. This place also that I'm going to where the cabin is, they have like, I think it's like 20 acres. So the family does live on the property, but they live away from where the cabin is set up at. But they have a bunch of farm animals, and you guys know how I feel about animals, so I'm excited. So they have like lamb, sheep, same thing, goats, horses, doggies, and chickens. So that's going to be nice to be around some farm animals, and I'll be able to play with them and stuff, so that'll be good. Little one doesn't play well with other animals, so she won't be playing with them. So yeah, so I'm going to definitely, you know, have some days of relaxation, but I'm also taking 2 days out of the 5 days that I'm gone to just take those 2 days to just knock out some videos, so I can get some videos lined up while I'm going to be taking care of my friend again. We had a doctor's appointment. This is going to be me giving you guys another update, because I don't know if I'm going to do any live videos while I'm on this little road trip, because I really just want to take a break. You guys understand. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the quick update right now. And we had a doctor's appointment with my friend yesterday. It was his regular oncologist. So the oncologist, first of all, my friend has this sore right here. It's like a scab on his forehead. It almost looks like a third eye. It does look like a third eye. So he has this scab, and he got it like probably about 2.5 weeks ago when he was in the hospital. And when it first appeared, it was just this tiny little dot, and then it gradually started getting bigger and bigger. And I asked the people in the hospital, I'm like, what is going on with that scab up there? And they told me that it had something to do with his anemia and the blood and you know, whatever. So it has continuously gotten bigger. And so when we went to go see his doctor yesterday, his doctor, the very first thing he said when he walked into that room was, okay, let's address this thing on your forehead. So it was a concern. And I did tell him, I said, yes, it has continuously gotten bigger. So now there's a concern of he might have skin cancer, or it could be an infection. So we're trying... His oncologist is trying to find a dermatologist and set up an appointment so we can figure out what that is. So that has been a concern, because it literally has just continuously... It is about the size... It's probably a little bit bigger than the size of a dime. And when it first appeared, it was just a little speck. And his oncologist said that if it's skin cancer, it could just continuously grow and get bigger and start covering up his forehead and go to his eyes, or, you know, something. So then today, we'll go back to his doctor's appointment yesterday, but today when I went to go visit him, he now has 2 other scabs that have appeared on his face. One is on top of his lip, above his lip, and the other one is on his cheek. So the doctor at the rehab place took pictures of it and so on forth. So back to his doctor's appointment yesterday. Chemo was brought up again, because my friend is doing a lot better, like with his vitals and everything. Everything has been stabilized. His platelets are doing better. His oxygen's doing better. The swelling in his feet have gone completely down. His stomach is still swollen though. And they took 4.5 or 5 liters of fluid out of his stomach, and it's still swollen. And then so because his vitals and everything, because he's doing a lot better, they did suggest maybe having another round of chemo, but there's a catch. So they said if he has another round of chemo, as of right now, my friend has, as of right now, the way it stands, my friend has less than November. So meaning he has less than 3 months. If he was to get another round of chemo, they will try to give him a lower dosage of the chemo. And it's a 50-50 chance. It's literally like playing Russian roulette with his life, with getting this second thing of chemo. So obviously, if he gets the second round of chemo, obviously there's a chance that it could help his cancer. And if it helps his cancer, then it could prolong his life a little bit longer. And obviously that's what we want. That's the positive thing. Then I get to keep my buddy around a little bit longer, and when I get back on the road, I'll be able to call him and talk to him every day like I used to, you know. Well, I used to text him. We used to text every day, not call all the time. But then there's that other chance. If he gets the chemo, because we all know chemo is poison. It's poison going into your body to kill the cancer. So if he gets the chemo and it doesn't help, then it can shorten his life a little bit. And then the doctor's appointments are over with, and then it's just basically a waiting game from there. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, you know, so I know that sounds horrible, but I don't know how else to say it. So, you know, after the doctor's appointment yesterday, it was me, my friend, and his best friend there. After the doctor left, I just kind of looked at everybody and I said, okay, you know what? Let's not even talk about the doctor's appointment yet. Let's let my friend go ahead and go back to the rehab center, because medical transport brought him to the doctor's appointment, and we just met him up there. I was like, let's just let him go back to the rehab center by himself, process this whole entire doctor's appointment and what the doctor said. Let him process it, have the night to think about it, and then we'll regroup in the morning, or, you know, the next day, and then the three of us will sit down and talk about it. So that's what we did, and his best friend came over to the house so we could have our talk and everything. And I basically told his best friend, you know, that this is not our decision. It is, we have no right to put our opinions in about this. We have no right to coerce him on the decision on this, because this is his life. His life, literally. So this is a decision that he has to make, not us, because it's not our life. This is our friend's life. And it sucks that that's a decision that he has to make. It really, really sucks. Like, that's such a hard decision to make. I mean, you're literally like, obviously you want the chemo to work, and you want to get a little better and prolong your life a little bit longer, you know, like, obviously. But then you also probably would like to just live as long as you can and not shorten your life and not have to deal with the chemo didn't go very well, and now you're going to have all these horrible side effects probably, and you're probably going to weaken a little bit more, and, you know, so on forth. It's such a hard decision. So, and I sat here last night too, and I just thought about it. What if this was me? What would I do? And, you know, I tried to weigh the pros and cons out on this. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. There was pros and cons for both of it, on whether of taking the chemo or not taking the chemo. I really hope that I never have to make a decision like that, because that is that's got to be such a hard decision. to make, because you're basically playing Russian roulette with your life. Whew. I almost cried there. I have to give props to my friend. Definitely give him props, because he is taking this all so well. He's smiling and handling it pretty well, and yeah, I don't even think I've seen him down about this situation. I mean, face to face, or even on the phone. I'm sure he has his moments, though. I'm sure he has his moments when he's by himself. I mean, he's got to have his moments. But I give him props, for sure. It's such a hard thing, such a hard, difficult thing. So, anyways, today, when we regrouped and went up there, my friend decided he was going to give the chemo a shot and see how it goes. And basically the doctor yesterday too said that he wants to make sure that my friend has 24-hour support for the rest of this duration, because if he doesn't have 24-hour support, meaning 24-hour care, then they can't treat him. And so the doctor obviously knows that I'm here now for another month. But then that means that my friend is going to have to make up his decision when I leave about going into an assisted living home. And I've talked to him about that now too. And I think he kind of understands now. At least he gets to come home for this month, you know, and enjoy that view right there and his home. And he gets to see my little doggy. He misses my doggy. So that was a big thing too. But then there was a little hiccup today. So then we had a meeting, a team meeting with the doctor at the rehab place, which is a whole different doctor. And then the caregiving service there, and the social worker and a nurse. We had a whole team meeting. And so we had that meeting, and they obviously were concerned about the scabs on his face and the new ones that have appeared. And they were taking pictures of it. And then apparently, I guess his oncologist, his normal one that we talked to yesterday, didn't know that, I guess the numbers, the enzymes or something with my friend's liver, the numbers were high. And they were high when he came into the rehab center, so they put him on some medication called, I can't pronounce a lot of these medications. They're like really long words, but I think it's like cyclophosphamide or something like that. Pretty sure that's what it is, cyclophosphamide. So they put him on that medication, and he's supposed to take it for like 10 days. So he has like 4 more days to take it. And I guess when we told the doctor at the rehab place about how the appointment went yesterday with his regular oncologist, it seemed like he was a little concerned about the chemo thing. I guess apparently with the medicine for his liver that he's been taking and all that stuff, to me it seemed like that was a concern of him not to have the chemo right now. And I think basically it comes down to he needs to have the chemo sometime soon. So now we're back to waiting on that. I have his oncologist's personal phone number, and so I had to text his oncologist to let him know what the doctor had said at the rehab place. And then I gave my phone to the doctor, and that doctor started texting him also. And now they're going to have a phone call and discuss all this. So now we're back to waiting on that to see what that's going to be about. So, and it seems like, you know, hopefully we have that answer, you know, in the next couple of days. And his oncologist is the one, I'm the one he texts all the time to get updates and give updates and all that stuff. So I guess when I'm out there on my road trip, we'll get that text and we'll have to figure it out. So I do have a little concern though. You know, my friend has lost an extreme amount of weight, and yesterday, like, I knew he was losing some weight. Excuse me. Because when he was here at the house, when I was taking care of him before he went back to the hospital, I had to weigh him every day, take his blood pressure, heart rate, and I had to write it down. And so when he was at the house, he was weighing like 186, 187, you know, fluctuating between those numbers. And then when he went to the hospital, he was like around 170 something, but they also drained all that fluid out of his stomach. And so yesterday when we went to the doctors, they have to like take his vitals and all that before he sees the doctor. Well, his weight was 155. And so I asked his best friend, how much does he normally weigh before he was diagnosed with the cancer? And my best friend said that his best friend said that he normally weighed around 190. Over the last few weeks, I've seen my friend lose a lot of weight in his face and in his arms. So I was a little concerned about it, but I wasn't like overly concerned, because I was just like, well, maybe, you know, whatever. But when I heard how much he weighed yesterday, then I was concerned. So yeah, I hate that I have to always think about the negative things, but you know, I have to put the negative things in my head in consideration along with the positive things, because I have to prepare myself for anything, you know. So I have to have both of those scenarios. I wish I didn't have to, but this is the way that I live, and this is the way that I deal with things. Is, you know, I have to have those negative things in my head in a situation like this, just to prepare myself for it, you know. But then I have that positive thing over here, because obviously I wanted to be positive, you know, and we can celebrate, you know, and so on forth. But if I didn't have those negative things in my head, and I didn't consider the negative things, and if anything ever happened to my friend while I'm here, then it would be a lot harder on me, because I always was focusing on the positive and not the negative. So if that makes sense. So I have to always look at the negative and the positive. I went through all this with my best friend when he had pancreatic cancer a few years ago, before I started traveling. And my best friend was given less than a year to live with his pancreatic cancer. Well, he ended up lasting 8 months. The day he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, which was the day after my birthday, I was with him through the whole 8 months. I went to chemo treatments with him. He'd have chemo 1 week, he'd be off chemo the next week. And the weeks that he was off chemo, we went camping. He ended up buying himself a travel trailer so he could have the amenities and the comfortable bed. And although we would just go camping and it would be somewhere near Vegas because he couldn't be far from a hospital, we wouldn't do anything when we went camping. We would just have a campfire, hang out at the campsite. But he loved the outdoors, so he was happy just doing that. And we did that for a long time. The last few months of him being alive, he couldn't do the camping anymore. So that stopped. So then we just started hanging out at the house, and friends would just come over there and hang out. And that would be our camping thing. But I was with my best friend all the way till the end, and I watched all the signs and the symptoms. And some of those signs and symptoms were the swelling of the stomach, the losing weight in his face. When my best friend passed away, you pretty much could see the skeleton shape of his bones, of his skeleton in his face. And it gradually just, you know, got skinnier and skinnier. So maybe I'm wrong for doing this, but I compare a lot of things of what I saw with my best friend and what I went through with him. I compare it to my friend now, watching what he's going through. And maybe I'm wrong, because it is 2 different cancers. My best friend had pancreatic cancer. My friend now has lymphoma cancer. And they're 2 different people, 2 different ages. So maybe I'm wrong. God forbid, I hope I'm wrong. But like I said, that goes with me having to think about the negative. So all we can do right now is take things day by day. And just hope and pray for the best. So anyways, that's my update. Wow, I just talked for 20-something minutes. I gotta finish packing right now because I'm leaving early in the morning, and this is going to be very nice to take this little road trip, even though it's only for 5 days, and go refresh myself and come back here refreshed, because I get back here on a Tuesday, and the very next day my friend comes home. So, and then I'll be taking care of him. Positive thing is he is doing well with his physical therapy at the rehab place. He is a little bit mobile now, and has a little bit more energy now. So when he comes home, he's not going to be completely bedridden. You know, he's not going to be bedridden actually when he comes home, because he's doing pretty well right now, like physical wise. So yeah, and then I'll be able to probably still, you know, every week that I'm here taking care of my friend, probably take a day off every week and go film and enjoy some nature and adventure somewhere, and his best friend will come over to give me that day off for the week. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You guys are probably like, don't worry about filming, Sarah. You know, take time to yourself. I enjoy filming, guys. I really do. I enjoy filming. I feel weird being out there in Mother Nature now, sometimes doing a hike without a camera in my hand. So I definitely enjoy filming. This whole social media, YouTube stuff, I know it might sound weird to some of you guys, but it's kind of therapeutic to me. I feel like, you know, I get to talk to people, whether it's me filming a edited video or doing live videos. You know, it's me talking and getting things out. So it's therapeutic for me. It is. But I also know when to put the cameras down and give myself some actual time, you know. So my well-being and my mental state is a lot more important than social media, and I know that, and it always will be. That's why I started traveling. And I always will put my well-being and my mental state and my happiness and everything before social media. So don't worry. Alright guys, I'm going to go pack, and then when I get back and get situated, which will be Tuesday evening, maybe I'll do a live video, pop on, say hi, and yeah. Till next time.